A woman was tackled to the ground by her son. At first, she thought he was just playing around, but then she saw this creepy look in his eyes. She freaked out and immediately pushed him off. But next thing she knew, her son looked all innocent again. The woman initially thought it was just her imagination, but she had no idea that every night after she fell asleep, her son would sneak into her room and gently touch her hair. And whenever she and her husband had any intimate contact, her son would give them this angry look and stare at them intently. The woman finally realized something was wrong with her son. She decided to talk to him, wondering if he was having teenage problems. But when she walked into the basement, she saw her son curled up painfully in the corner. She thought his asthma was acting up, so she quickly carried him back to bed and hurried to open his drawer to find his asthma medicine. Instead, she pulled her missing thong out of the drawer, but saving him was more important, so she didn't think much about it. However, when she rushed to her son with the medicine, then he suddenly jumped up from bed. Turns out he was just faking it to scare her. Seeing her son actually dare to play such a trick on her, the woman was instantly livid. She wanted to catch him and beat the hell out of him, but the moment she ran after him, she stepped right into a trap he had set. However, when she turned around, she was shocked to see a ghostly hand gripping her foot. Yet in the next second, the ghostly hand instantly morphed back into a rake. She figured she was just seeing things. But that very same night, the ghostly hand reappeared in her dream and kept stabbing at her with a knife. The woman was so terrified that she literally jumped out of bed. However, she felt this wasn't just a dream, because on her clothes, there actually was a fresh slash from a knife. The more she thought about it, the more scared she got. Ever since moving into this house, not only had her son started acting weird, but she also kept having strange accidents. So she suggested to her husband that they move. But her husband had just spent all their savings on this house, and they had no money left to move. So the woman had no choice but to live in fear every day. Just then, her son handed her a drawing and asked if she had killed his father. When the woman saw the drawing, those buried memories came back. Her ex-husband was a drug addict who had been controlling her with drugs. She couldn't stand that life anymore, so she slit his throat with a knife. This memory made the woman break down instantly. She suspected the recent weird things were her ex-husband's ghost haunting them. Just then, her husband came home. Seeing how agitated she was, he slipped sleeping pills into her water and had her drink it, then took her back to her room to rest. But he didn't know that the sleeping pills had already been switched by their son. After that, he went to the basement alone, grabbed a pickaxe and started smashing the basement wall like crazy, not noticing the woman standing behind him, seeing that the woman had discovered his secret. So the husband had no choice but to come clean. It turned out the woman wasn't the one who killed her ex-husband. It was her current husband. He killed her ex so he could have her and hid the body in the wall. Since the woman had been drugged for so long, it drove her crazy, and that's how she ended up with false memories of being the killer. The woman couldn't handle the truth and completely lost it again. She grabbed the pickaxe and sent her husband straight to meet God, and by now, her mind was totally gone. Finally, she took a knife and ended it all.